Radiant team ban.
Right, that almost doesn't exist.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbees turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Newbees turn to ban. Newbees turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Okay. I'm into it.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I agree. I tried explaining it to Annie and Andrew, and I showed them what 100. Well, at least Annie. I don't know about Andrew. I showed Annie what 144 hertz was, and she did not see the difference. And I'm like, maybe you just need to play on it. I don't know what to tell you. Trust me, it's better, is what I said. No,
I don't. I can see the difference. I just feel like I don't really care that much. You know, like
claim.
I care more about pixels and width and that kind of stuff more than I do anything else.
Oh,
don't worry, Suns fan. I am equally disgusted as you at his response.
I mean, I'm also a 120 plus hertz gamer, so don't you worry. I also have your back here.
It was so bad for me that I even had to have my second and third monitors as 144s because I would watch videos on them and I would be like, okay, this is ass.
You're going a little too far.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
We can't all be as crazy as Draskell. That just sounds wild.
In the spirit.
We got a draft.
We sure do. And it's a little more of the same here, Mott. It is Disruptor Slardar again for Newbee. This time we're going to see Wisp the Ember Spirit again. It's like, you know, NP are like, hey guys, you picked two heroes that are really good against what we want, but we won what we want, so we're going to take it. I mean, Disruptor Slardar, two great picks, both against Wisp just in a vacuum and against Ember Spirit in a vacuum. What do we got? What are we doing here?
Wait, why are they Brown Bear Libe?
Brown Bear Libe. Haven't you seen that anime, Mott?
They're brown.
Randomly say it because it could be something awfully offensive in some language that we don't know.
No. It's German and it means brown bear lover. I think bear is B.
Oh, great. Thanks, Mott.
Newbees turn to ban.
MSS tweeted about it. Because Zari linked it on Twitter and he said this is some classic
he said quality.
Shit. Quality.
Shit.
He said this is some quality shit. So at least MSS knows what's going on.
I also went back and listened to some of that VOD. We spent a lot of time talking about MSS, so I'm glad he liked it.
Yeah,
because
me too.
A good 20% of that conversation was borderline making fun of MSS. So I mean,
I definitely didn't make fun of him.
We knew it was in good taste, but I see how people could listen to that and maybe think that it's
MSS
not.
is a giant flamer. He's gonna be fine. All right, he'll be okay.
Well, we learned this apparently.
IO Ember is a combo in of itself, kind of. Because it gives you the overcharge survivability is really nice, and it also gives you a backup just in case. Like, Disruptor is good against IO, but IO is also good against Disruptor. They're kind of counters to each other. So say you're in a team fight and the Static Storm gets dropped and the IO is just sitting in the back. If you time it well, you can reload out of the storm, right? But at the same time, if you catch the IO with the Thunder Strike and you glimpse him, you can kill him easily. It just depends on, you know, who has the positional advantage or whatever. Yep. Yeah, but now they need a vision hero. I think that's why they so heavily prioritize
Radiant
banning
team ban.
like the tree and banning the enchantress as well, because it's two heroes that Aoi has insane influence on the map with. Like he's either getting a ton of vision or he's pressuring a lane super hard. Plus Newbee are opening up Disruptor, and Disruptor sucks against Ench because you just get ran at by a creep and your game is pretty much
10
just over.
seconds remaining.
So again, like Newbee, they're not fixing what ain't broke. Worked so well
5 seconds
in
remaining.
the last game.
Pretty ownage. I do like the idea of having an IO
Newbee's turn
more
to
so
pick.
than a Clockwork roaming for Pylite Eye, assuming he's going to play it, which I think is a fair assumption. I think the Clockwork was tanky and it did some good job vision-wise, but they couldn't quite get what they wanted done with the hero in the early stages of the game, so I think the IO is a much better choice
10
given the
seconds
circumstances.
remaining.
On the
5
IO?
seconds
It
remaining.
was like a Milk Award type game, yeah.
I mean, that's just the IO, man.
Reserve
yeah, it's a-
time.
It worked, man. It worked. It's in.
Newbee getting low on reserve time here, trying to decide what the best tools will be to deal with these two heroes. As we've talked about, they've got two good ones, and now they will
Radiant team
find
pick.
another. A little bit more of the same. It's the Earth Spirit. And they had the Venge and Shadow Fiend, so they won't be able to get the exact same
No
5,
SF.
but they could replace it with like a TA perhaps and get kind of a similar effect.
I mean, I think the Shadow Fiend is a
10
very warranted
seconds
ban, by the way,
remaining.
for NP. By the way, this
5 seconds remaining.
true. Very good point. That is a triple C
Reserve
hero.
time.
No, well, Newbie won with it. Newbie
It feels like some teams like it more than others, but you're right. Newbee was one that was
won
really
with it yesterday,
prioritizing
I
it.
believe.
It
I think
serves a very specific purpose, though. It's a hero that he controls vision, and he's not really good at closing a gap, if you want to call it that. So like Sardar is good at gap close because he's a natural blink carrier. Night Stalker is not a natural blink carrier. He's very strong in lane. He's hard to punish, and then once you start moving around the map, you can like counter gank first night, and then you're just way stronger than any other support hero. That's like what he brings, is that early game strength, like the 4-minute to 8-minute window. So if you don't need that, then the hero is just not useful. So for Newbee, who are just playing around like the split push game, it would be kind of nice to have it just for using things like darkness and making NP scared. But if you can just kill them, which they showed they can do last game with the heroes that they have, all three are the same, which gave them the kill potential, then you don't need it.
Newbee's turn to pick.
me too, man. I'm into it. I love this hero. I wish. Very true.
This is likely Bata Brewmaster or MSS offlane.
I think they played it for
Brewmaster.
AUI in one game, didn't they? Recently, it was an AUI brew. I'm
10
pretty sure.
seconds remaining.
I think there was an AUI brew. I might be crazy, guys. I might actually be
5
insane, but I
seconds
could
remaining.
have sworn.
Reserve time.
I think I'm right about that. Can somebody
mean,
look it up?
It doesn't sound that
Radiant
good to
team
me,
pick.
but if it's happened, I believe
Well,
it.
I could have sworn, man. I don't know. Maybe it's the bagels are getting to me again. Who knows? No. Exactly.
What are in your bagels that is getting to you? That's my question.
Oh, you missed the conversation, Andy.
10 seconds
It's
remaining.
just, it's too little, too late, my friend.
All right, maybe I'll just
You
go
gotta go
watch
back
the
and watch what the
VOD.
duck.
5 seconds
You got to go back and
remaining.
watch What the Duck and
Yeah, you'll have to go back and watch the whole thing. We're not going to give you the timestamps either.
find out the answer later.
Reserve time.
I'll be honest, I'm probably
I know you're not going to do that.
Legion Commander.
That's why I just shrug it off.
Andy, I'm really hurt.
Newbee's
I'm
Yeah, I
turn
know.
to ban.
All right, here we go. Legion Commander, 4th pick for NP. A little more control. Ember Brewmaster, there's some pretty good follow-up damage there to help secure some of that duel,
10
but
seconds remaining.
maybe a little scary against a hero like Lina. A lot of burst damage if he's not careful with the dual
5
targets.
seconds
Mhm.
remaining.
But
they just
also,
want a
you know,
lane pressure. That's what
Yeah.
they're doing. This is the Legion Wisp off lane, I think.
but
Reserve
isn't this kind
time.
of, at this point, and
I was right. I knew it. I told
Radiant team ban.
you. Bow to your god. Yeah, no, I agree.
Remaining.
Well, the thing is, do they have room for it now? They would have to do that Ember safe lane
5
again, where I
seconds
think they might just be
remaining.
more comfortable doing the Fata Ember yet again than have the Legion for MSS, then pick a safe laner here in their last pick. I wonder. I mean, Newbee knows that they played it
Team
there. I would
pick.
imagine. So I could assume they're ready for that 4-position Brewmaster.
Isn't Disruptor really good against Brew? Isn't that another one of those like kind of hero matchups where Disruptor just reigns supreme?
It's kind of like IO to a degree.
10
Sure, you can own
seconds
him if you
remaining.
get the Static Storm kinetic field on him before he splits. But if he does split, you're
5
just
seconds
going, oh,
remaining.
there's 3 pandas, and I don't do anything to any of them. And then you can either be thrown in the air, which is doubtful, given
Reserve
the
time.
lineup that Newbee have. Will probably just use it on Lena or use it on Slardar or whatever core Newbee are going to pick. But if it's the other thing too is you're thinking about countering a potential position 4 hero. Like, who cares? You countered my position 4 Brewmaster with a Static Storm. Now my Ember and my Legion Commander are going to do whatever they want in the team fight. I think that's pretty much the ideology if you're going to be not playing it as a core.
Okay, well, I'm excited about this. I want to see where they're going to throw it, and that's the big question, folks. That's what it is.
Well, at least they've got some flexibility now. Use the Life Stealer, both out. What is the final pick here? I really don't know.
They're going to do Venge again? I
10
wonder.
seconds remaining.
They could literally do that. They could just go straight Venge, but I don't know if they want to do that
5
against the heroes they
seconds
have on.
remain.
I'd love to see a core
Nice.
Brewmaster and
it
another
is the
position
4
4.
position
but
brew. Oh my
they
god.
take PL.
Fata hero, I would imagine. Actually, is it going to be Fata or is it going to be
You
Envy?
know, we saw PL get slaughtered yesterday. QO was playing
10
it, right?
seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Yes, that's
remaining.
exactly it.
Right.
Make
Do they
sure
just
you have
Timber Saw
Diffusal
right now?
Blade.
Just freaking
Reserve
give him the
time.
basketball robot. Sven's okay too, I guess, if you don't want to pick like
Damn.
The basketball
Sven,
robot. I
Sven's
love it.
ready.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
this is Sven.
There he is. All right, no more Venge. You got the Sven.
It's a great Sven pick, though.
Yeah.
Heavy melee core.
Sven is more than enough. Sven is way more than enough against PL. Because this is the reason why I thought that they might go for Timber, is that it's like perma illusion clear. You don't have to really fight around cooldown. But the problem with picking Timber is that you don't really want to buy BKB, whereas Sven has a natural item progression into that item. And if you're playing against a brew with split, you're going to spend a
10
lot of time in
seconds
the air
remaining.
if you don't have a BKB. So it's kind of, in some ways, a better pick just going
5
to Sven.
seconds remaining.
All right. So predictions. I'm going with NewBee again. With what worked last time. No, didn't I go with NewBee? No, I didn't write down the predictions. Okay.
I could have sworn he did go Newbie.
Well-
no. You were. Yeah, he did go. He was the contrarian. That's
I
right.
really meant again, like they're gonna win again, you know.
Oh,
but
boy, Hugh.
either way, I'm on NewBee.
I'm
what do you
done
got?
with you.
Yeah. I'm with you. I want to see this brew work. I think it's going to be tough against Disruptor, Slardar, Sven, Lena. A lot of control, even Earth Spirit. A lot of pressure on AUI. We'll see what he does. We've got Mott and Drasko once again. Take it, boys.
All right, thank you, Zyor. We are about to jump into the game. A little bit of a long wait here, but we are going to get going as it is going to be game number 2. We actually have a pause, I believe. I think Fata might have been in the bathroom. I believe he got up and we saw him in the camera.
I mean, I
shot,
would
so-
probably get up and walk away from my computer too if my captain picked me at, Phantom Lancer. That's just how I feel personally. But
Wow.
yeah,
You
I'm not
really,
I'm not a huge fan of that hero. But I did actually want to talk about it a tiny bit because you
okay.
have a couple of things that you can dispel, because Doppelganger is a soft dispel. So
Right.
if you get like glimpsed, very easy to dodge. If the Slardar
Mhm.
goes on you and you get Corrosive Haze, you naturally build Manta. You can Doppelganger that off as well. I don't know if you really want to make BKB this game, even though it's really tempting against their team, just because you really want stat items on PL. But it does have benefits against what they have. I see Phantom Lancer, and unless it's like a C team, I just never see it win. And I don't know what it is about C teams, but they're really good at playing Phantom Lancer.
I don't know. I guess it's just a type of hero they like to play. But you're right. It's sort of the same thing that I see all the time, too. It's just the hero seems, I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right. But the thing is, I wanted to ask you about why would you pick it in this game? Of course, besides the good potential to get out of a bad situation. I mean, what are we looking at in terms of hero matchups, in terms of killing heroes? That's kind of what I'm curious about.
He's very good at dealing with Lina, and heroes like Disruptor don't have natural escapes. If you get on somebody, you know, even the Slardar, for example, because you're going to build Defusal, right? And then you just get on that hero, if the disable is down, he's just going to melt. And even if you don't kill him, you completely burn his mana, because it's a strength melee hero. It's just very difficult to play around. I'd say PL is one of the harder carries to execute for roughly the same as what another core would do. You just have more bad hero matchups. That's just why you don't see him so much. There's more heroes in the game that deal with illusions. They give more gold. You know, it's just hard to be an illusion hero in 7.0.
I wonder if they will be able to make enough space with. People did see it. Of course, we talked about the build was Tranquil's drums, as Sunsfan correctly pointed out earlier. We talked about it a little bit. I mean, yes, there's some tough matchups in terms of him getting locked down or silenced up or something like that, but I think the hero is tanky enough. I think he does enough damage. I think he's got good chase, and his ultimate is very good. So he's not a bad 4-position hero now, I feel like. And AUI 2000 showed it already in one of the games they played.
Just very annoying to deal with. Like, walks around, high health, decent armor. His Thunderclap is like is that actually what it's called in Dota 2?
Yeah, it's Thunderclap. You're right.
It is called
You're
Thunderclap. Okay, I thought it was like one of those things where Blizzard just copyrighted Skeleton Kings everywhere, and we just couldn't have one anymore. So maybe they got Thunderclap too. I don't know.
That would be like every ability in the game. There's a lot of there's a lot of Warcraft 3 abilities that are still in the game. Thankfully, it's great.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a crazy strong spell.
Sure is, as I'm taking a sip of my beverage. Sorry about that, everybody. We're going to be jumping
God
into the game.
Damn it, Mott. How dare you need something to drink during talking a lot, you asshole.
Hey, guys, look how big the crowd is today. That's a legit crowd. We were kind of giggling the other day, but they've got, like, a serious audience.
Well, I think also the fact that it's a Friday helps.
Look, that guy's cosplaying Resident Evil.
Oh, we're going soon, boys.
Yeah, we are. You're muted again.
Damn it.
Muted. Boom. All right, we are unpaused, which means we will be getting into the game shortly. SCCC saying, hey, it's all good. Let's get going. And in fact, we will do just that as we jump into. And this is going to be a tough game for MP. I mean, the last thing you want in a best-of-5 series is going down 2-0, I believe. Andy.
Against a team like Newbee, God, you do not want to be behind 2 games, because Newbee are, as we've already seen in game number 1, very, very good at Dota 2. So I would agree. You don't want to be behind in any best-of-5 series. I think there's only been like a handful of which teams being down 2 games in a BO5 end up winning.
Yeah.
It's not very often that happens, so.
I mean, all it takes in that 3rd game is one mistake, you know, or any of the games you play after that second game, you have that 2-0 disadvantage. That one big mistake, and all of a sudden the game goes poorly. So it takes a lot of mental fortitude to make that comeback possible. And of course, for NP, they don't want to put themselves in that position to begin with, and we will see if that is in fact going to be the case. We will jump into the game, and now moving into the laning phase as we have a smoke up from Newbee. Faith will move to the top lane for now, along with, of course, Moogie helping him out. That is, by the way, I don't know if you were with me, but this is, we actually saw this hero a fair bit in the beginning stages of this tournament, as well as, of course, back in the middle of Masters. Moogie is a god at Sven. He's very good.
It's like Sven and Jugger as 2 best heroes, right?
Yep,
I think those were the top 2 for him. So looking forward to it. But again, I think it's just about, you know, on paper PL is countered by Sven, and a lot of people are going to look at it and say, okay, well, it was kind of obvious that they were going to pick Sven or some other hero with wave clear, and that's all very well and true. But the thing that you have to remember is NP just don't fight. They run around the map and make the enemy team split up all the time and take fights when, you know, potentially it favors them. And sure, maybe have a heck of a lot of catch potential, but it's not like Envy's going to be walking into fights saying, oh man, I want to go hit that Sven. It's just about how you play the game. and also what heroes that you pick and how you play the game around.
Oh, they Fawcett was playing the Dancing Lance for a while, and now they switched. Meanwhile, Slithering Crest will come out. KP will grab that rune, and already putting a lot of pressure onto NB down bottom. One tangle already used. AUI 2000 getting hit up. He does have the Drunken Brawler, so that is something to keep in mind. Still in a lot of trouble. They've already used the Slithering Crest in. They've got another Rolling Boulder as well. It should be First Blood going the way of Newbee. It's Kaka, and already AUI 2000 Brewmaster not getting off to the best start in this bottom lane.
It's a very interesting level 1. I'm surprised that he got Drunken Brawler, of all things.
Right.
To some degree, if it's one hero, I think Drunken Brawler is really strong, because like we see there, like Aoi's just punching KP in the face. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna get a efficient trade with you because I have a chance to crit and you have a chance to miss. So in that, I get it. But I think he might have just been better off holding the skill point. It's very weird. Or maybe he just thought he wasn't gonna die. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him down in that bottom lane. Meanwhile, mid, already Kaka sitting mid again. This guy is an Earth Spirit Master and potentially looking for a roll in on Fata. We saw Envy's Ember Spirit last game. Now it's going to be Fata. LSA, Rolling Boulder, perfectly connected. Series James to come through. There's the Dragon Slave to come out as well. A couple more auto attacks will do the job, but he's underneath the tower, and Pylai die. Forced to rotate an IO Tether and regen Fata back up as he salves and gets back towards a fighting shape in this mid lane.
This is one of the best things about having an IO on your team, is if one lane's going badly, you just got your little cube, and then he can just go for runes, you know, heal up the mid. He kind of undoes a lot of the work that Kaka wants to try to do in the early game, just by tethering and healing back up. You know, because Fata now full health, full mana again. Sure, he had to pop some regen, but at the end of the day, top lane MSS being a Legion against these two heroes, it's very hard for them to kill Legion.
Yes.
Like very hard.
It's a very good point. This hero is one of the reasons why you pick it is because of how good it is in lane in terms of surviving, in terms of getting farm with overwhelming odds. MSS will have a pretty grand old time without Pylai die, and that's very important. Allows him to move freely between these lanes, including that, as we've already seen. Maybe even towards bottom if they need him. Speaking of bottom, they still do have KP here, as NB is now up to 10 last hits. KP sitting at 7. Of course, NB can start spamming Spirit Lands here pretty soon if he wants to. He gets a bit more mana regen as well. Meanwhile, mid lane SCCC is, of course, if it's 10 last hits. Sven up to 8 in the top lane, so not a bad start overall for Team NP, despite that early death coming in from AUI 2000.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now it comes with a thunderclap.
Yeah, this is kind of what you expect from the hero. Like, the attack slow on the thunderclap is what makes it so ridiculous in the early game. So if you get a couple of levels, it's like level 7, you have a 55 attack speed skill. That's insane. The heroes can't trade with you once you use that skill.
I think even against a hero like Sven, who's a lot of damage, I think even an attack speed slow, pretty good there as well. Pretty good against Lena too. But we'll see if he's going to max that out. I'd imagine he would. In the meantime, though, it's a lot of farming.
The other thing too is they had to have known, like, going into the draft that they wanted to pick something like PL, just because it does do a lot of things against Newbee's draft to prevent being ganked, and just anticipating a Sven and saying, okay, what's good at controlling from a position 4? You know, Shadow Demon can be okay, and then you have like Brewmaster, who in a fight just causes so much chaos, and then you have a Phantom Lancer who causes more chaos. I think that's kind of what NP were looking for, and knowing that this kind of Sven type hero was going to come out.
Have you ever concerned that Mugi might be able to just take down the Brewlings, you know, at some point when his god strength and right-click damage is enough?
Once he gets BKB, he's going to turn him into dust. Not even a problem. But then you're also considering, okay, well, he's using BKB duration to hit those things. So it's like, the Sven can just shut down a fight if he gets a good jump. We've seen that in the past. It happens.
Right.
You get like a 3-man Stormhammer, 2 hits, boom, 3 dead heroes. It definitely is possible.
And they have heroes to set it up too, you know, Static Storm, Kinetic Shield, keeping people close together, the Slithering Crush with the Slardar, the Earth Spirit with a Boulder Smash as well, the LSA. So there are some disables available to kind of combo up these team fights. It's not the traditional wombo combo you see from like a Sven with a Darkseer, for example, or an RP from a Magnus. It's a bit different, but it still will work in favor of Newbee if they can find those big team fights. But again, this goes back to what we were talking about previously. I don't think NP, unless they have that numbers advantage, are looking to take that big 5-man team fight, right? You know, they want to always be ahead and just farming and being efficient in lane and out of lane as well.
against Newbee, they're going for like the standard gank lanes for Newbee. So you have like Kaka's roaming Earth Spirit. Eventually, you know, Fate is going to get more points into the Glimpse, and eventually I would assume Kinetic Field too, because right now he's holding a point. But Wisp always lets you outnumber. That's the strength of the hero, is that you're always potentially fighting into +2 once he has Relocate.
Flame Guard in some trouble. Laguna Blade to come through, but he had the Flame Guard still going. Now Fata trying to leave. Rolling Boulder in. Sidesteps it beautifully. That was perfectly done for Fata. However, they will not find the kill, unfortunately. Another Boulder Smash comes through onto MSS, who rotated in pretty aggressively. So a good attempt from Fata. SCCC using that Laguna Blade to come out, but Fata, a couple of good sidesteps there, keeps him alive. And now coming in from the back lines is AUI 2000. No Dire Vision coming out to spot his rotation over. But Newbee will go ahead and just use the Shrine anyway in the meantime.
One of the benefits, too, of this early game Wisp is like Pi is giving so much additional sustain to all these heroes. Like, not even a second ago, Fata was completely out of mana. He refills the bottle, heals him to full with his own. It's just so much lane sustain. Oh, MSS? Maybe a glimpse here.
In trouble. If the Thunder Strike, the Boulder Smash, but here comes the IO Overcharge to press the attack, the overwhelming odds, and good luck chasing down a tethered overwhelming odds Legion Commander. Yeah, funny stuff.
That's 511 movement speed, man. It's only 6 minutes into the game.
It's insane. It's just nuts.
This used to be a super common offlane, like, I would say a little over a year ago. People would do this in pubs all the time. It's so obnoxious because you just can't kill the Legion.
Okay, well, let me ask, what's more obnoxious, the IO Bristleback or the IO Legion lane? Or the Coddle Bristleback?
I would say IO Bristle's probably one step up, but they like, obviously Bristle's perma-banned. Like, Newbee bans its second phase every time. if they don't first ban it, because I think they first banned Aui's Ench in the tree. Yeah, and then they third banned Bristle, so.
Poor Bristle, man. Someday he'll see another game. Maybe even in this tournament, but... Alright, we have a slight advantage in terms of net worth for NP, but it's not by much. He's still getting farm. Are they stacking any Ancients? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Looks like no. They're not.
They're moving around the map a lot. That's one of the things that you're going to sacrifice when you're doing this kind of thing, where both your supports, either they want levels or they want to be roaming around. You're just not going to have as many stacks. I mean, Faith is going to get another pull through, so I guess the large camp is doubled, which is okay.
All these last hits. Warcry to come out. Godstring not available yet for Moogie. He's only level 5, but he should be getting it soon. Alright, so there is a haste rune for Fata. Look forward to seeing him trying to go for a gank with this rune. SCCC looking to get his arcanes. He has Guna Blade back up. They've rotated the IO with MSS into the jungle. They have some stacks, and they're taking some jungle camps now as well. And again, MSS still being very efficient in getting his farm, and now with the Twilight Die will be even more so over towards the top lane.
A much more solid early game, I would say, for NP than the first time around, which started pretty much Envy getting tower dove like crazy on the Ember Spirit, and then he just pretty much had a rough game after that point.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, so it looks like they're trying to pressure a little bit. You know, Kaka's just kind of chilling over here. They do have a ward on the cliff, so they recognize what was happening. It's just very hard for them to contest when they don't have, like, their ultimates up. You kind of want Static Storm on the Disruptor and Magnetize before you're going to start going ham here. Like, the IO has done a tremendous amount for the laning phase of NP. Like, just being able to keep Fata from having to go back to base. Like, he's level 8 now. He's higher level than the Lina for a little bit. I guess technically they're about the same, but... Normally, Ember really doesn't have the greatest time against Lina, because Lina has such high burst damage, high range, she can push the wave super hard, but just by having that extra sustain, that Wisp.
It's working out pretty well for NP. Let's see if they can find any more. Meanwhile, Moody, God Strength, trying to pressure this tier 1 tower top lane, interestingly enough. And also there's a stack that he could take too. I think that's maybe what he's working on instead. So, God Strength used, interestingly enough. And that'll be that for now. However, MSS is coming in there trying to contest this. It's already maybe too little too late. Oh my god, that overwhelming odds is gross. Now the Stormhammer to come through. The IO tether slow is there. That comes back on MSS. And Moogie should be able to escape as his God Strength is now down. He has to Warcry to get away as well. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're trying to find this kill on AUI 2000. The LSA is there. He does not have his ultimate yet. Is it going to be enough? SCC gets the kill. Pilot Eye rotates in, but it's too little too late. They're still diving. Another Dragon Slave. They need a couple more auto attacks now. He's going to be able to bottle up tether to a creep and get out. SEC salves his way to victory. Kaka will also run behind and actually be able to get out. It looks like the remnant's coming through. That'll be from Fata, but he cannot find the initiation on SCCC that he's looking for.
An unfortunate death, but I guess it's kind of expected. That ward that faded top that they had on the hill saw a couple of heroes rotating over, and then they ended up just making a reaction based on that and being able to tower dive Aoi. Not much he can really do. He's only level 4.
Right.
Speaking of, did he buy the tome? Okay, he has it on quick buy, so he will be the one buying the tome. Looks like Pylai Dai is gonna have to take a second seat to him. Although I say that, since he was part of the stat killing, he's level 5, which for a support who's pretty much spent the majority of his early game just walking between top and mid, not too bad.
I would say so. Newbee getting jumped on, soon chance to come through the IO tether. There's the duel. They want this victory, and they are going to find it. It is going to be Fata picking up the first big kill of the game. Sven will be dropped. Duel victory. Now the sounds to come through. AUI again does not have that. At least his brew split, but he still might be able to make it out of here. Okay, see you later. Here we go. Now turning around, Fata, who gets stunned immediately. The LSA from SEC, beautifully done. Actually pushes him back, almost finding Kaka there, but again, that LSA coming out is perfect. Excellent stuff.
That was sick. That was so good, actually.
Yeah.
My God, it's almost like he's one of the best mid players or something.
I know. It's crazy.
This is a very quick smoke rotation. It's gonna be hard, I think, to avoid this one. They are backing though.
Oh man, they would love to find either of these heroes.
They're gonna get
SS, and they will. The Glimpse Kinetic Field to follow up as well, and SEC coming in. Stormhammer, LSA to follow up as well. They're gonna not stack their stuns and just be able to find this kill beautifully. In the meantime, KP denies the bottom tower and will TP towards mid. Smoke coming out though, coming in from NP, Fata, and AUI 2000 also walking together hand in hand, looking for a potential jump. AUI now has his primal split for a match. They're going to jump in. SCCC in some trouble. The steering chains to follow through. The IO tether. SCCC stays way too long. Gets jumped on. Does not have vision. And that'll be that. So Newbee lose another big core to a nice little gang from NP.
Just a lot of map movement. The thing is about both these teams, none of them are really, I guess if you want to say Newbee are more cooldown reliant than NP, just because they have, you know, the Static Storm, the Magnetize, and God Strength is still a cooldown that you do kind of want to play around, but they're not super long. Whereas NP, they can just go ham. You know, they have, what, Duel and Split.
Yeah.
Those are like the only ones, and they've shown that they are more than okay giving Aoi that time to get to level 6, which he does have now, and are still okay with fighting.
Bit of a bait. Fata's going in. Static Storm. They need the LSA. Laguna Blade comes out. Fata's fine. Glimpse back coming through, but no follow-up damage or stuns. And that'll be that. Newbee back away with nothing. So too does NP. Fata's probably okay with that, making them waste Laguna Blade, and he continues to get farm. Meanwhile, bottom lane, KP getting Spirit Lance. IO relocate coming in. KP is in trouble. Slithering Crush. Nice dodge from Fata. Jump in. Searing Chains. Dead KP. Finally bring down this poor Slardar. Excellent rotation. First relocate gank of the game is successful coming out for NP.
Very nice remnant there too from Fata. Getting the dodge on the stun, just ensuring that the kill is fast. Because sometimes when you go for a play like that and you're under a tower, then you run the risk of getting TP reactions. So if by him not getting hit by the stun, it just ensures that they're in and out. That's definitely what you want in that kind of situation. So again, a much more solid early game here from NP. But Newbee are still kind of getting the things that they want to. We've already seen, you know, Faith is level 7. Kaka is struggling a tiny bit on the levels, but he's only one creep away from his level 6. Now he'll have Magnetize. And they're just kind of waiting out the farm on Mugi. He did go Mask of Madness first, so he obviously wants, like, he's probably going to want Blink BKB or something along those lines. It's kind of just dependent on what the Sven player feels like at any given time. If he wants to farm more, he might delay the Blink. But if he doesn't have BKB in this game, against like a Brewmaster who's already level 6, you're just never going to get to hit anything. It's so annoying to play like these kind of melee cores against a Brewmaster.
Well, it's not just the BKB, it's just the smorgasbord of items that you want for a Sven. It always feels like he takes 1 or 2 items more than certain heroes do. And that's the biggest issue with him. If he's not got that big advantage early on in the game, it's troublesome. Good juke TP coming out. He will be able to survive. However, KP might not be so lucky. Fata looking to jump in, decides against it. Meanwhile, top lane trying to find a kill. However, AUI is in the tree line, so they will be able to dodge gank on both sides of the map for both teams. But instead, Newbee will head into the tier 1 tower with the squad and work on it. Tier 2 tower bottom getting pushed in as well by NB and crew, and then Tier 1 tower mid from Pilot Eye and MSS. TP rotations coming in from NP. They will defend this. Bots are looking forward. Jumping in. They actually get off the relocate as well. They drop the huge static storm. Blow away Pilot Eye, but it is going to be for Kaka. The duel comes out, and Faith is able to get away. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was strange.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, was it a glimpse? I think it was.
Because
the Wisp. Yeah, the Wisp was dead, so it had to have been a glimpse, and he did it. And the animation of the glimpse takes time, right? So you're not like instantly sent to the other side of the map. So by the time he got the duel off, the glimpse had been cast already, but it didn't actually send him back. And obviously duel breaks on distance. So yeah, very nice counterplay there from Newbee.
That's true. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So they get the 1-for-1 trade. That could have been a lot worse for Newbee. I mean, they only lose Cock out of it. Not that big of a deal. Sven continues to farm, so too does Delina, but I don't know. NB is starting to get big. He has picked up his bots, and as we saw yesterday, this is when you don't want to fight. You need to get those items up. You need to get that Aghanim pistol, which he's going for, and the Diffusal Blade. Meanwhile, Fata gets the kill on SCC mid, and they're going to focus on this Tier 1 tower mid as well. The Blink now picked up for MSS. It's going to be flying out momentarily, actually from the side shove up into the top lane. Push away for the Boulder Smash. Gets up onto AUI 2000. He still does not have his split for 62 seconds. But a couple of Tier 1 towers potentially being taken here by NP at 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah, some really good stuff. The first item, Blade Mail on Fata, really good in these types of games. Kind of solves all the problems. Oh, they got it anyway. No, wait, no, he denied it. What the heck?
He denied it. Yeah, it was very close. Fata. I mean, Moogie's attack speed actually.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought that it said on the left, you know, they have the little list of things that happen. I thought it says that it denies, but it didn't. It just says that the Radiant. Yeah, it's in the middle. It just said the Radiant got a tower, but Moogie got the deny. So yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Gonna get a kill on KP as well.
The Dire get it. Interestingly enough. All right then. Cool. Split it between your team, I suppose. Wait, what? The Dire? I'm confused. Anyway.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just a bug, I'm sure, but it's blowing my mind currently. I've actually seen that before, and somebody explained it to me, and I can't remember off the top of my head.
No idea, Mon. No idea. Moving on.
Yeah, let's just move forward. 17 minutes into this game, and as we mentioned previously, NP have a much better start this game than we saw in game number 1. So they're not forced to do that split pushing type, moving around the map. Instead, they can sort of look for these pickoffs. And as we said previously, it's not like they have to wait for these big, long cooldowns. It's really relocate, duel, and primal split, and those aren't really that big of a deal.
I don't know. I think primal split's a pretty big deal.
Okay.
I mean, against a non-BK beat Sven, I think it's pretty big. Heck, you could even send, you know, SCCC up in the air. I caught Fata though.
Sure did. Boys, he did. Nice kill. I think
so much damage
taken by
coming out.
SCCC.
Like, just by popping the Blade Mail and, you know, forcing them to commit all their spells because they're scared of an IO relocate, they almost killed Alina.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Moogie in the meantime, split pushing bottom, pops the Mask of Madness. No God Strength used. In the back lines is still MSS. They're looking for a potential fight here. Moogie overwhelming out to come through. There's the duel. Slithering Crush coming out. They do get off the relocate gang. Can they save MSS? He's in trouble, but so too is Moogie. Warcry will come out. Faith is here in the meantime. Pilot Die trying to run. Another relocate tether ready to go. Moogie's still man fighting, and they will get the kill. That's the Brewlings down, and Moogie gets dropped, though. It's the overwhelming odds that does the job. And now this is the crush that magnetized, but there's the press the attack, and he doppelgangers away. MS is still alive. Takes Faith on to the back lines. He gets himself a double kill. Now looking for SCCC. He'll run. Kaka will get dropped. MSS getting the triple, and here comes Fata. It's going to be 4. Lena will drop as well. MSS doing an amazing job this game, setting it all up and staying alive long enough to find these fights. Beautiful engagement from Team NP.
Yeah, just again, like the Sven spent so much time hitting freaking Brewlings during that fight. Like, sure, they killed Aoi, but he pretty much got most of his spells off before he went down. And then after that, everyone on the side of NP's just out of gas. You know, Static Storm was committed pretty early on into the fight. NB was able to get out of the kinetic field by just using Doppelganger, which is another escape mechanism that, you know, some other cores just don't have access to. It's why the PL is able to thrive in this kind of situation, because they're relying on specific things to make sure that they're getting kills, and Doppelganger just deals with so much of it.
Alright. They're going to find another duel on Faith. Dear God. Poor Faith. Fox is looking for more. Ooh, Kaka, rolling boulder blocked. Shrine will come through. The TP has been canceled, and Kaka is donezo. Even with the Shrine, he will not be able to heal up. NB looking to take over the enemy jungle, and all of a sudden, it's starting to get a little bit out of control here for Newbee, I would say, Andy.
This is kind of a different style that NP are bringing to the second game, whereas Newbee, they picked pretty much the same 3 openers. The Lina obviously was picked because Shadow King was banned. I don't know if they would have wanted to run it anyway, but it's a lot of tempo control on the side of NP, and giving Aoi a hero that is able to do a lot more inside of the fights, which I think is huge. Like last game, he was playing a CM. Like Aoi is, I think, one of those players where if you give him something that is going to have micro, you're typically going to have a good time. Because, you know, he's a Visage player, Enchantress player, Chen player, what have you. So I like the solution that they had for dealing with these cores and having a position 4 that just gives you so much control. My god, MSS, you are so brave.
Yeah, that was the bravest duel I've ever seen. He's going to pay with his life for it, so... A little antsy, perhaps, from Mojo Storm Stout, but... You know, you can't blame him. You see a juicy disruptor standing there, you're kind of like, okay, I want to get this kill.
That was what we call optimistic in the business here, Mott.
Yeah.
We try to be nice about when people duel with 4 heroes there.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't know, so...
Yeah, it was night and I had no vision. It's definitely a thing. But, no, I think it's definitely not out of Newbee's reach by any means, because we haven't seen the reveal of the Blink Dagger BKB on Mugi. That's one of the scariest things to deal with when you're playing against Sven, is once he hits those item timings, and like you were saying earlier, having to have like 3 or 4 items to really feel like you're a hero is pretty much the Sven MO. Fortunately, he farms really fast.
Yeah.
So by getting those items up, and there's the Blink Dagger, he actually went Echo and Mask of Madness. So that is like the greediest 2 items you can go together, but he's still going to do a tremendous amount of damage as long as he's able to hit stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to just one fight. They're going to find AUI. They're going to jump in Laguna Blade. They blow him away with the God Strength. Relocate save is not there in time. A good attempt from Twilight Eye. In the meantime, though, Fox will continue to split push down the tier 2 bottom and then the tier 2 mid for Envy. So they need to get more out of this. Swimming Crush, can they find Pi? He actually gets away in time, but not too far. They're coming through. They're looking for more, jumping in. They will find that Stormhammer. They glimpse him back, so a little bit of a miscommunication, but still, they will find the kill for SCCC. In the meantime, Envy still pushing mid, and Fox is still pushing bottom. He'll try to run away. He's going to go for the TP. The blink is not there, unfortunately. It's towards the wrong direction for Mugi. So, Envy doing a very good job splitting up the map, and of course, Fata as well. Again, just being very efficient with these heroes in these lanes.
They do end up getting a tower at the very least for Newbee, and then they get the IO as well. I was surprised they didn't glimpse MSS. Maybe they didn't have vision, I'm unsure. He was close though. Fata going in again.
Yeah, here's the blade mill, and SCCC is done. Boulder smash, long range kick. It won't be there. So he just had 15 bloodstone charges, now down to 10. He does respawn pretty much instantly. Good sign. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Cliff coming through. They're TPing. They really want to defend the tower, and they're going to be able to. Mugi decides not to go back in. Would probably be suicide if that was the case. And that'll be that. So, again, NP slight advantage here, Grasscliff. 23 minutes in the game, but again, Sven can become big, and so too can Lina.
That's kind of what we're waiting for, right? Like, Newbee are just working towards the 1 extra item needed on Mugi. He's going towards BKB now. He's a little under halfway. And with the Mask of Madness and the Echo, he's going to farm super, super fast. So
right.
I think that to a certain degree, even though NP have a lead at the moment, it's not as if Newbee don't have this crazy scary point in the game that they are quickly reaching, and this could be real bad.
This ward, they really want to find Envy, but it's going to be instead AUI 2000. My god, he gets shredded quickly. Oh, Kaka almost sees him. He doesn't spot Envy. The kinetic field will, however. Doppelganger to come through. They still see him. He's going to go for the TP. They need the glimpse. Can they find it? The silence is there. They've got the glimpse back. The Dragon Slave is up as well. Glimpse back. Where's the static storm to fall off? They will have it, along with the LSA. Laguna, they throw everything, and boy, do they kill him quickly. My god, does Envy die. He dies hard.
I think he thought that the Lina was going to get too close to finish that TP cancel, so he just like walks and tries to go for like the, you know, buy as much time as I can play. I don't think he was going to live there no matter what happened, to be honest, but it was a valiant attempt. He dodged the boulder smash with a doppelganger, and then eventually just got ran down. But in the meantime, you know, they get to tier 2 in the bottom lane. and a lot of damage chipped away on the tier 2 in mid. So again, I really like the lane ward too, just because of how NP are consistently like splitting up around the map and doing all these little plays to try to get chip damage on towers and just being efficient. It's doing so much work for them, honestly.
Ooh, Fata jumping out at the perfect time. That was dangerous, his positioning. I mean, there were 2 heroes on the way to gank him. He will survive. He's like rolling Lincoln Sphere on the Ember Spirit, so I'm into it. It'll be a good item for him.
I think it's not a typical build-up, but Lincoln's is something that you see on Ember a lot of games. Just because he benefits from the regen, it's good stats. You know, he's not really the right-click hero that he used to be some time ago.
But
some Roshan posturing here too. Fata's
could
got
be
bots.
huge. Oh, that sentry ward is in range of the Observer Ward, but I don't think they have vision. If he's jumping in the duel, now they're going to find Faith. He's done so. Going to get dropped first. Now the Primal Split coming out. KP will fall as well. Nice 2 kills from NP to start this fight off. And they head right into Roshan. It'll have to be a 3 versus 5 if NewBee want to contest. I'm not sure they want to in this situation.
Too dangerous. The PL is quite difficult to kill at this point. He's got 1900 health. You know, he went to the Agadins really early on. He's got a Keela and the Soul Ring. Plenty of regen. Just wants to spam out those waves. It's very reminiscent of the style that, you know, Aggressive played on CDC back at TI5. He would basically bot to a lane and lance in a range tree and just keep doing that and like bottling up and then running back to base and then TPing to a lane and just doing that over and over again. So it's a similar style, and I think that buying this item just complements that kind of play very well, because you're typically just going out and farming. You're not necessarily looking for the fight unless, again, you're outnumbering the opponent.
I mean, it seems like something NB would want to do, I think, given the circumstance. Again, he's known for his aggressive farming, pushing the waves out, but again, if he can come to a fight, he would like to, I would imagine. We'll see him use those boots to travel to get there. Okay, but here's where things get difficult. Even though you have Aegis as well as Cheese for your NP squad, you now have to fight into the BK beat Sven. With God Strength, it's dangerous. Lena has a fair bit of farm as well. Something needs to keep in mind. Could be tough.
We're about to see that moment, Mott. I think it's coming soon. I think it's the 10-second BKB Sven into scary time.
Oh man, this could be trouble even with this Aegis. NewBee backing up to smoke, no vision. AUI 2000 in the front line. Primal Split down for 13 seconds. Fata walking up has the Aegis. He would be the perfect target. But again, with Aegis, and they bring him down twice. He also has a Lincoln Sphere as well. Jump in, Clearing Crest will fly through. They'll break that Lincoln Sphere. The Static Storm, the Laguna Blade, they throw a lot out just to get the Aegis. God Strength has been used. Meanwhile, the Brewlings are going to come out, and here comes Moogie. Pops the BKB, AUI 2000. It is time to leave. Remnant coming back in for Fata, doing so much work on the supports. They're about to fall. Meanwhile, Io, he tethers through, he stays alive, and Moogie is getting kited. Pilot is somehow still alive, finally gets dropped down. In the meantime, a good LSA followed up after that Slithering Crest to come through. They really want MSS. Here comes Fata. MB coming in from the back lines as well. Fata's full health. KP misses the Slithering Crest. AUI 2000 is out of his Brewlings and in back to his regular bear form. Moogie's going to go for the TP. Looks like he will make it away. KP as well. They have no way of stopping this. The Searing Chain's missed, and of course, no other disables. It'll be a 3-for-2 trade. They get the Aegis on top of it, so not a terrible fight for NewBee, but it could have been so much better for them.
SCCC got that 14 damage, yo. He got the duel win. MSS, I don't know if it was a panic duel or what, but he basically threw it out and then kind of just fell over. But that, I think for NewBee, it's fine, because that was an Aegis team fight. So Fata like explodes after he gets his Lincoln pop and it comes back up, and they're able to win the fight. If that had been just like any normal engagement, NewBee would have just crushed them there. Aui's spirits almost died so fast that he had to use like invis on the one just to run away. He wasn't able to control Moogie at all, and could actually just be dead here.
Oh, looks like it. Yeah. Damn. I mean, they blow him up. But all right, again, I mean, the thing is, too, Fata and Envy are getting bigger and bigger by the second. I guess the Sven is as well. Now there's the fuel coming out for PL. For Fata, he's already got the Blade Mail and now building into that Radiance that we've seen before on this type of Ember Spirit. So, I mean, do you keep the pressure up if you're NewBee? I mean, maybe with the BKB, Laguna Sphere, or the Laguna Blade? Or what do you do here? Sure, NewBee.
It's pretty easy to break Lincolns. They have Disruptor is really good at breaking it. You can just buy an item to do it too. I mean, you could buy like Hex, you could buy Yules. Their Spirit already has a Yules. You're talking about breaking Lincolns on Ember, right?
Well, that, and also, are they going to move together as a team? Like, I'm curious if they're going to keep fighting for Newbee. That's the biggest thing. Looks like they might.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, God. He is murdered. The lockdown is real. MSS pressed the attack. They already used the relocate. Now Pylai dies, trying to run as well. Tethered down to the low ground. Nice stuff there. Can they find anybody else? Spirit Lance to come through. That's the Ag. MSS coming in the duel. He's done so again. The mech's not there in time. Pylai gets dropped as well. Mugi gets the double kill on a mega kill spree, and now they're going to go for the tier 1 tower on top of it. Newbee taking a giant fight, and they're not done yet. Envy trying to run. He's got Doppelganger in one. They will be able to spot him now. He's in the low ground, rolling boulder through, almost getting up to the high ground as Kaka. Envy's going to be spotted. Dual Scepter will come through. Can they find the smash? They will. They need the stun. They found the Stormhammer. The silence is up as well. And Envy now down on top of it. 4 dead for NP. What happened there? What did they do? Oh, God.
Well, they lost one of their highest net worth heroes because he went for an Arcane, and that's one of them. If you look at the vision, they had a ward in the high ground seeing across the river. Again, it's nighttime. So at the beginning of the fight, they have the vision down. They see Fata go for the rune. They just blast him. You know, he's dead. At that point, you have a Slardar and an Earth Spirit with a Disruptor. It's the same thing as game 1. They just have so much chase potential. Running away is not an option. If they see you, you're dead. So that it's one of those things where, you know, it took a while, but Mugi's online now. Every single team fight, he's blinking in BKB, Mask of Madness with the God Strength, and you're just gonna get to death. There's no stopping him.
Does he even need this Daedalus? I almost feel like Bloodthorn would have been a better choice.
You definitely want it. Well, you can go Bloodthorn, honestly, in this situation, because it's a nice Lincoln's Breaker to have 2 for stun. So exactly. I do agree that it's a nice pickup, but he might be going back for a completely different item. The thing about Sven is you get so much raw damage from God's Strength in the first place that not buying crit just seems inefficient, right? Because you're just getting so much value out of that crit.
Yeah. Fair. But I mean, it feels like they lost a lot more than like 5,000 net worth on NP's side. I don't know. It feels pretty disastrous, but again, it's still very close in terms of the game as it stands right now. Looking for that one-team fight, maybe to turn things back around in NP's favor. Envy is nowhere near this fight, but again, he does have Boots of Travel. They aren't on cooldown. He could teleport to a lane. I love the positioning from NP, although Fata may very well get scouted. Highlight Dive will have the relocate save. Good Remnant avoids it. The silence is there. Boulder Smash will miss. They will break the linkage, but that's going to be the end of it. Now they're looking for that duel. They will find it, and BKB pops. Static Storm not there in time, at least for MSS. Pretty good stuff so far for NP, but now Fata getting caught. The Slithering Crush. Relocate save from Pylai. Beautifully done. Fata will stay alive. And again, they're kiting Mugi. They've already lost SCCC. He's down for 20 seconds, and it looks like that should be the end of the fight. Though MSS is still going. Maybe they can find Mugi. Oh my odds. There's the tether slope. Beautifully done. The Stormhammer coming out. Mugi trying to bring any of these heroes down. They cannot do so. And they bring him down for 80 seconds, just like that. NP with a beautiful bait of a fight, and Fata staying alive throughout the entirety of it. And they will now push into this tier 3 tower top lane. There are buybacks available. Mugi buying back here could be pretty disastrous. He is dead for a long time.
Even if he buys back, he doesn't have BKB, he doesn't have God Strength. All he's really going to be able to do is throw out a stun and pop Mask of Madness. That's not really what you need. Like, as soon as BKB's down, he's just kite fodder. Like, he's going to get hit by Searing Chains, he's going to have the Drunken Haze thrown on him. They're going to go for a stun
start. They need the LSA, they will not find it. Drew up the Dragon Slave first instead. Now, KP getting jumped on. There's the duel. The Remnant back in. Beautifully done once more from NP. They will take another hero. That hero does not have buyback. It is, of course, KP going down. And Envy going to work on the range racks. Relocate back up in 6 seconds, so the save is there if they need it. Again, the Sven has bought back. He does have God Strength back up. His BKB as well. They will lose the range tracks in the meantime. Some stack coming through. That'll be on Envy. There's the Boulder Smash coming in. Laguna Blade. Relocate save. It's there in time again from Pylai. That's all he needs to do to get these heroes out of the fight. That save is beautiful once more. Spirit Lance to fly through. And they're going to maybe come back in. At least the Io will, but they're probably going to leave him. However, the tether's there. The Io getting stunned up by the Stormhammer. Mugi crushes him. But it comes out, not even needed. Fox is still here. Kinetic still falls through. A good sled if this series chance coming in. Brennan doesn't actually quite hit Moogie. Now getting him picked up. Good LSA, but Moogie needs to survive. He cannot go down here. They have the duel. They've got the Brewlings. It's going to be a dieback. Dead for 92 seconds, and all of a sudden, after a great fight for Newbee, it is turning disastrous. SCCC's dead as well for 45 with no buyback, and it looks like all of a sudden NP, they might at least be able to finish up at just one set of racks top lane. So KP is in biz. He does have the Slithering Crush. He can jump in and try to do something here, but it's not going to be easy.
He can't linger, that's the thing. He just needs to get out as soon as he throws a spell. Just like that, set of racks. So, the way that Newbee want to take fights, they want to BKB, go in, get a kill, and then snowball off of that one kill, right? Typically, you know, you get a core hero, like the last time when they were in the river, they killed Fata, for example. That's the ideal way to start. If the Sven goes in with BKB and God Strength and doesn't instantly kill a hero, and your BKB like wears off, that's really bad news, because he is pretty much the majority of your damage at this stage, whereas the rest of Newbee is offering control. Sure, SCCC can throw a Laguna onto somebody, but it's not really resulting in kills anymore. You know, Fata's got Lincolns, Envy's still got 2100 health, there's a BKB and a Legion Commander, and Pai's not showing himself in fights unless he's reload saving, so you can't really target him either, especially if they're in a siege position. So it's getting tricky. Newbee need to find an engagement where they're able to quickly kill like a single hero and then move on to the next target, because the drawn out fights are never going to work for them.
Yeah, that's again what NCR are succeeding with. So, one set of racks down, Roshan respawning in 13 seconds, potentially another NP Roshan. Gem has been picked up for the Brewmaster, has gone for the 4-staff, went for the original Tranquil drum build we talked about earlier. Brewmaster having, I think AUI is quietly having a very good game on this year, I would say, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone in NP, especially like for me, the standout has been the Wisp. He's done so much. Like, Jesus. Just walking lane to lane, keeping all your cores like full health, full mana, and then reload saving in like really important situations. Like he did it twice in a row top, I think, because the fight lasted so long that it came off cooldown, and he was just able to do it again. But smoke up here from NP. And Pai is not going to have relocate.
Yeah, he just used it to push out bottom. Meanwhile, Taka about to get jumped on. Duel's not there in time. Cape trying to run with the Glimmer Cape as well. Overwhelming odds will miss. KP will sprint away, and that could be a turn. Yeah, it will be. They jump in Static Storm. They're going to find AUI 2000. I think you now leave if you're NP. So that could have been a lot worse and be donezo. So AUI gets caught down for 50 seconds. Maybe they're going to find more. Yulsif coming in. Trying to find MSS, but he pops the BKB. KP's still chasing. Link Slithering was available, but I don't know if he missed out on Envy or just didn't want to use it. Decided against it one way or the other. So, okay, Roche is up. I don't know if they can abuse this timing for NP not having their Brewmaster, but it looks like they will. Newbee are going to head right into the pit, and this will keep them in the game.
They got the Slardar, so it's just a matter of Amplify or Corrosive Haze, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be able to take it down pretty fast. It's gathered up with the PL illusions.
Doppelganger still making a hit. Oh, Slithering Crush, that'll be under 2. Where's the Stormhammer? And they've missed the Boulder Smash. The Stormhammer is going to come in. It's at the Shrine now. They want Envy. BKB pop. Can they bring him down? The Doppelganger is there in time. They need a little bit more damage on him. Pilot Eye healing him up. Can they get these kills? The kinetic field. Fata's in trouble. And so too is MSS. They'll lose potentially both of them. They will drop down for 83 seconds, and Newbee turn it right back around, but they have to TP bottom to clear out this bottom wave, pushing into the tier 3 tower.
That was a really strange series of events for NP, because they had, you know, Envy sitting in the area. He was, like, throwing illusions into the pit, seemingly like they wanted to contest, but they weren't contesting. And then they were just lingering there, and KP gets a 2-man stun, which results in them losing 2 heroes without buyback. That's just, like, I don't know. Maybe miscommunication. Maybe they just weren't in position fast enough. Either way.
Can they get anything off this for Newbee? It's 35 seconds for MSS, and you can already see the Spirit Land spam being super annoying against Newbee.
Yeah, this is actually owning them. Like, they just send it on the heroes and burn all their mana. Newbee's almost out of mana right now.
Yeah, he's like, my mana's pretty much gone. Sick. The creep wave is definitely gone.
Yeah, they can't even get the tier 2.
That's kind of nuts, man. That's actually... I thought they were going to lose a lot more, but they didn't even lose the tier 2 to begin with. That's insane.
That's the one cool thing, too, about going later game into the Sven. Is since his BKB is going to be 5 seconds from now on, you just have to live through like the initiation, and then you can turn it around, you can throw lances, you can kite it out, which is, I would say, one of NP's strong suits. He even bought an SNY on PL. Don't see that very often. Usually sees
really.
he could disassemble, I guess, into Manta Halberd, which would be really nice against them. See if he does that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a PL by Halberd before, but it sounds like one of those like niche situations where there's really only one threatening right clicker, and if you can negate like half of his BKB duration by getting a well-timed Halberd, it might be worth it. And then Manta is just good for obvious reasons this game.
Well, I can tell you though that for now he's just gonna build into the Lincoln Sphere. Well, at least that's what he has in his quick buy for NB, which makes sense given some of the heroes in this game. But really what's been, I think, doing the most work for a newbie has been KP with these Slitherine Crushes. I mean, the Slardar is just owning. The AoE stun is too strong. A couple of other big items coming out from newbie now. Again, we already talked about the Daedalus. That has finally been picked up. SCCC has picked up a Maelstrom, along with Boots of Travel as well. So, again, NP have that 1 Rax advantage. They're not looking to force anything, especially against an Aegis. So we might be waiting another 5 minutes to see a fight break out here.
Usually just waiting on smoke cooldowns at this point. Gives you like the best opportunity to get the engage that you want. You know, for a newbie, it's about getting Mugi in there with his freshly completed Daedalus and just smacking somebody and hoping that it crits. Because if it doesn't, man, that 5-second BKB becomes such a problem for Sven.
Right. These Daedalus procs are going to have to do some huge work. You're right. Okay, and he is going back for the MKB, as you mentioned. He had it in his quick buy a while ago, but he did end up finishing out the Daedalus.
It just makes sense, because Sven's job in the fight is to just get rid of heroes as fast as possible. And you have a very short time frame in which you can deal damage against NP's team. So you need to make the most of it. And sometimes just getting that 1 or 2 lucky crits is just fight winning, more or less.
Yeah, it might be here too, because they're going to start pushing it to the high ground. Gums came back. I believe that was on AUI 2000. He's just sitting top now. I'm pretty sure anyway. No, he has his TP still. I don't know who that was on. He comes back. All right. A lot of pressure applied to this tier 3 tower, but newbie are not going to force it too much. AUI is still top in the enemy jungle. And they might pincer to try to find a kill. I don't think they know that he's up there. If he walks in a lane, they will. But again, they're dealing with other situations. I don't know what's going on, to be honest.
They just seem scared, honestly. Scared of committing to the fight. Like the lanes, well, the top lane's pushing out, obviously, because the racks are dead, but eventually they're going to have to deal with bottom 2. Fata's here. Surprised they, I guess they go for the shrines now. I was going to say, I'm surprised they haven't been able to take them, but Newbee really wants to secure them. And maybe with the 8s being down, they go for a smoke play and then take shrines after the fact.
He's just down right now. It's about to go away. They still should have cheese, though. It is KP that is carrying it. They can even give the H's over to SCCC. He's really closing on this Lincoln Sphere, and he kind of needs it against Duel.
It's really good timing from NP as well. They just
Oh, God, Kaka. That was a sick play. He rolling bolted up to the high ground, immediately blinked away. Can they take a fight? KP is Shadow Bladed. There is a sentry. Envy about to jump down. Slitherine Crest will fly through. They need the boulder smash. Relocate save is perfectly done from Pylai Die, though. Now coming in, they will find Fata on the opposite side, but it looks like not trying to find anything. Yule Scepter, that'll be into MSS. He has BKB, won't use it yet. The roaming odds coming out, and now Kaka in trouble. They missed that Slitherine Crush, and here comes that BKB. They have to throw some haze up, and they get the kill on SCC. He will buy back. Now the bash coming in. KP trying to do some serious work, but cannot do enough. Fata, Laguna bladed down. He's dead for 98. He's got buyback. Can they find anything else? Slitherine Crush comes in, but again, the Brewlings are running away. It's the Earthbling Brewling that they're looking for. So forcing out a buyback coming in. That'll be from SCCC. However, maybe they can get AUI 2000 out of this. I would say there's a possibility. Mugi coming in. He does force himself to the low ground, but Kaka still chasing. They get off the Stormhammer, the LSA to follow up, and a couple of auto attacks. And now he is dead for 67 seconds. There are creeps in the base now heading to tier 4s. In Newbee's base, I should say. But they're going to try to force out a buyback here from Fata, and he will almost assuredly have to use one. Although Spirit Lance, again, is still very strong.
BKB is going to be up again soon for the Sven. Mugi is only like 30 seconds away from the next God Strength. They probably get to tier 3. I'm not sure if they can stick around.
Lift will go. The Illusion's doing some serious work. There are still range creeps in the base. Tier 3 will fall. BKB, MSS Duel. It's going to be a dieback on SCCC. Oh no, just like that. Newbee might be falling apart. However, Moogie trying to turn in. Godstrike got their brain tickets. This Static Storm isn't going to be enough. Highlight as he have relocated. He does. He might need to use it here. Not yet, though. Moogie's still trying to man fight pretty much on his own. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Southern Crest to come through. Now Fata might be in trouble. The Magnetize to fly up. And Moogie is not strong enough to deal with Envy. He's going to get dropped. And they might lose all 5 as Kaku will be next. KP trying to run. The BKB, the Shadow Blade in the blink away is enough for him to survive, and he needs to. They have buybacks on both Faith as well as Moogie, but is it going to be enough? I don't know.
God, SCCC needs a Lincoln so badly. Like, MSS just he destroyed him twice. Like, first time when he forced him to buy out, they ended up getting, like, the return kill on Fata. Second time, right outside the base. I mean, they get the tier 3, but that, like, he just died so fast. Lina has 7 armor. 7 armor against a Legion commander with 148 dual damage. That's no bueno. You need something to defend against the Legion right now if you're SCCC.
Yep, and being not there, forcing dead still for 20 seconds. They will try to find the Bruling, and they will. It's the air Bruling. He gets dropped pretty much immediately, but again, the rest of the Bruling still going to work. Envy doing a lot of damage, and here comes the Spirit Lane. Static Storm comes through again. They should have the IO relocate saving. It's not there. Not there yet. It's the doppelganger away. They don't even need to use it, which is scary if you're Newbee. Okay. Again, holding on for dear life is Newbee right now. They won't lose the racks though. They'll hold on at the very least.
Committed a lot though to just, you know, keep alive, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And you also have top like constantly pushing in from earlier. Let's see, Roche is up in about 40 seconds, so I think that's probably the last bastion for Newbee. Can they get the Roshan here? They really need to give it to their Lina, because if he keeps getting dueled in these fights, they don't really have a save mechanism for that Legion. That's another thing too that's really helping out NP, is a BKB Blade Mail Legion, unless the Sven is hitting her during a duel, there's really no damage on it at all. Like, you need to either get a Lincoln's and not get dueled, or I guess just try to kill MSS, but it's a tall order. Because all 3 of the cores on the side of NP are pretty much online at this point. MSS is isolating the Lina, then you have NP kiting out the Sven after the BKB wears off, and then Fata just dealing a crap load of damage and being generally very tanky because he has 36 armor and 2,000 health, so whew, not an easy game to be a late game Sven.
Ooh. There's good news. They have the Lincoln Sphere not only for the Lina and about 800 gold, but they already have one for Kaka. He just picks it up and puts it on SCCC, which again makes sense. He needs to stay alive.
It's a very good pick for the Earth Spirit. It's such a weird inventory though. Lincoln Duels.
It's not your typical Earth Spirit build, I feel like. Maybe Blink. Duels is a little bit more common as well nowadays, but you saw last game actually from Kaka. Seems to like that item on that hero. This is fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's very hard to itemize in games like this though, because as Earth Spirit, you dispel Magnetize as PL when you use Doppelganger. Like, think of how awful that sounds for Earth Spirit. Like, you dispel my ultimate with an ability that's on a 10-second cooldown. That's a get me out moment.
Yeah, but it kind of makes up for whatever.
Hey man, in some situations.
Clearly in this situation, because he's doing pretty damn well, all things considered, top of the net worth. Oh, relocate. They're going to try to take the range racks mid, and they will be successful. Fata just jumps out with Remnant. Twilight Eye might be in trouble. The Greaves. It's enough to keep him alive. Very close there. Twilight Eye will survive. And rest of the attack to come through just to make sure he can make it all the way back home. Relocate is down, but again, it is a range rack's taken. The right clicks are going to fly through, and they'll hit, but they won't do that much damage. Well, actually did a fair bit of damage.
And maybe want to try to make something happen here, though, I think. Roshan's up. They know that Relo is down for like 20 more seconds. Did they go for this?
They're thinking about it. They are surely thinking about it. Moogie blinks into the Roche pit. He does have God Strength at the ready. Not only that, but it gave us a Master Madness. Now with Roche Phase on top of it, this could be pretty good. We'll see if they want to go in the pit. They're moving towards it. AUI 2000 can force and go for the clap into the primal split. They're going to try to clear out these illusions. It's already pretty low. Roche is going to fall. KP jumps in, finds the Slithering Crest, pops the BKB. MSS does as well. He's got the duel available if he wants to. Now Mugi going in. Stormhammer, great doppelganger from NB. Meanwhile, the Bruling's getting absolutely shredded, though. So primal split is done, but so too are the BKBs from SCCC and Mugi, and they need to be careful now. Good LSA. Can they turn on Envy? The Laguna Blade, the Slithering Crush. They need to take him down. The doppelganger is there. He's running away. They've got to find this kill, and they cannot do so. The Yule Scepter coming out on top of it all. Meanwhile, SCCC getting caught up by Fata. They get the Aegis. What else can they find? Envy is so tanky. The overcharge. The doppelganger away. They're chasing him to the ends of the earth instead of helping out the rest of the team. They might try to find Pilot Eye. He tethers up to the high ground. Now the other side, Fata getting a little bit low on HP, but Mugi, he will bring down Pilot Die. He's low on mana, he's low on health as well. This would be the perfect time to hand over keys if they had it. LSA, can they finally find Envy? He'll get dropped down. The static storm. MSS was looking, but he cannot find anybody. Now he's going to get storm hammered. Mugi going back in. They want this kill. SCCC, the machine gun is coming out. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Now they'll turn on Fata, who is alone. They'll try to bring him down. The silence is there. The LSA, it's a triple kill for SCCC. And he's going to TP right back to the bases. They have to deal with the creeps pushing into the tier 4 tower. What a fight. Everybody is dead with the exception of Faith, who somehow lives. I don't know how. And SCCC.
Faith is just he's a boss, dude. He just dropped that static storm right on the MSS as he walks up the hill. Just guarantees that there's not going to be a duel coming out. My god. The unfortunate part, though, for Newbee is that even though they played that fight pretty darn well, they still just have base problems, right? Like, they don't have any buybacks on any heroes. All the lanes were pushing in during that time. And even at the beginning of the fight, you know, Fata was sitting bottom. He was chipping down the tier 3 as the Roshan fight ensued. And then he had to, like, teleport back into the fight. So it's like NP were more prepared for that Roche than Newbee were in a lot of ways. Because if your lanes are all being pushed to your base and you don't, like, have a choice, you have to fight for Roshan, then even if you win that fight, you're going back and saying, well, now we got to push all our lanes again. So yeah, it's looking a little bit rough. Poor Mugi, man. This is so frustrating for Sven. Because you have this 5-second BKB, and it's like, please God, just let me crit during my BKB. Because if I don't, game is hard.
I mean, can you imagine if he crits there on Envy? I'm pretty sure he just gets the kill, right? Instead of having to chase to the end of the earth. And again, Pilot Eye is making him so tanky too with the IO. It's just nuts. And actually, you'd be, this MKB is so huge for Mugi, I think. I really do think they need it against the Solar Crests and all that good stuff coming in from NP, so.
Dude, you see how many times that they missed Envy when he was like stunned for, I don't even know how long. Yeah. Pi put a crest on him, and even with the 5% evasion nerf, he just didn't die. It took so freaking long.
It's not great. Yeah, MKBs would be useful, not only for him, but probably for SCCC as well, who has finished up his full Mjolnir and is all of a sudden at 4,000 net worth. I mean, SCCC is the machine gun hero now, as he has the level 25 talent. Speaking of level 25, everybody should just be about there in terms of the cores. We're missing MSSs along with KPs, but I mean, we're pretty close to having it all. I don't know, man. Do you wait for the MKB for Mugi? I mean, probably win a fight if you have that. At the very least.
I think it's one of those. I think he might just sell his Echo for it, honestly.
Ooh, I'm into that.
I don't know. He sells either the mask or the Echo. I'm not sure. And
I mean, you don't need buyback, right? Because God Strength will be down if you die, assuming.
Yeah, I don't think buyback's like super useful for Sven, unless he has like a pocket refresher, which he's not rich enough to have that item. So I'm kind of feeling like he could just sell and buy the MKB and then go for a fight. And then maybe, you know, that's enough. Because he does really need that item to, like, all-in damage output. We'll see what happens. Okay, he's going to sell the Mask of Madness.
So, yeah, I was going to say, it was either that or the Echo Saber, the Mask or the Echo Saber, and he did sell the Mask of Madness, which is
For
fine.
pure front-loading purposes, Echo is slightly better. So if you get, like, a double crit in the Echo, you're pretty much max attack speed, double crit. That's, like, the best-case scenario. But Mask of Madness will do more sustained damage over time, which he doesn't really have the luxury because he only has a 5-second BKB. So maximum, he's getting like 5 seconds of that Mask of Madness.
They saw SCCC, by the way. Fata saw that auto attack and he just remnants out. There's also a sentry there, so SCCC's like, well, they seem to know. Unfortunate. I don't know about this Newbee. I think you need to back up if just need to get the hell out of there, actually. It's from the bottom left now. There's no chase for anything and on.
They are just
One
getting
more
constricted,
surprise.
man, so heavily. It's like, no matter where they move on the map, NP are always able to be somewhere. I'm pretty sure they're going to ban Wisp next game. Like, that Wisp is just doing way too much for them.
Highlight Eyes owned him. Absolutely, you're right. I mean, like, compare the Clockwork in game number 1 with the Wisp. This is what we talked about in the draft. I feel like he's done way more. In
Night
this
and
game.
day. Yeah, it's night and day.
Alrighty, well, good luck, Newbee. You lose an army is taking over. Slithering Crush to follow up. Hasn't broken the Stormhammer, the Static Storm. They need him. They gotta save him. They have the Doppelganger to come through. He's somehow alive. It's actually the IO relocate save that does the job. And again, Highlight Eye is owning once more. They just don't have the damage, even with the MKB. And that might be it, at least in terms of this fight. Maybe not in terms of this game. We still have maybe a ways to go. But God's Strength is down. They didn't use the BKB for Mugi at the very least. 60 seconds without that big ability, and it does so much damage. Lagoon is also down for another 22 seconds. He still has his BKB at the very least. But again, no more IO relocate save. That is something to keep in mind, but also no more Static Storm on top of it all. Okay.
That's like the main issue right now for Newbee is they're so single target oriented with the Sven and having to jump on one hero on the Lina as well, that you just reload a hero that they drop all their spells on. And then it's like, oh, well, we can't kill anyone now.
Oh man, I've been getting some rough lag all game.
Mine's actually been okay. These are Japan servers, right? They're not perfect for us.
Slithering Crush misses. Very good stun onto KP. Now the BKB goes. That's the duel, and KP is done. So we'll buy back immediately, but they already got the range back. And now Static Storm misses yet again, and I don't know if he can do this. Envy's already going to work on the racks. Mugi will jump in. They need Envy. Do they have the relocate? He's going to use it. Can he get him out in time? He sure can. Again, Pileye Die with the save once more. The save god. Looking to jump in is going to be Kaka. He gets off the Magnetize, but it's not nearly enough damage. Stormhammer comes in, but it's onto Fata, and it's the Lincoln Spear that blocks it. Kaka forced buyback. Mugi still trying to chase anybody down, but the kiting is real. MSS goes in Viz. They do not have detection. The gem is on the ground. Highlight Eye finally going to get shredded. In the meantime, though, they will lose Mugi for 96 seconds, and this is looking bad. 2 down. It might be NP taking this game. They might get Fata here as Triple C is going to work, but NP is on top of him. As Triple C forces buyback now. Faith up a high ground are trying to, but, well, the base is dead already.
Home in trouble. Home in trouble, Mott. Okay, well, you know, sometimes you're in the middle of a really epic team fight and then your throne dies.
What a game coming in. Really good stuff.